Hello, Kinesiology students. For those of you who are new to this email list and did not receive the last video message that was sent out from myself as well as our Associate Dean, my name is Keith McDonald and I am the chairperson and faculty member of the Kinesiology department. For those of you who are on this list still and have withdrawn or are not planning on attending the kinesiology program in the fall, I apologize, and feel free to just send me a message, let me know to take you off this list. So, as I promised in the last video message, I wanted to just give you another update as to sort of how things are going as we move forward and are continuing to plan for our online delivery in the fall. And yeah, just try to give you a little bit of a sense of generally at least what to expect when starting our online term in September. So faculty have been working, as I promised, very hard over this last little while, trying to revise our courses to adapt to online delivery. And so I would like to try to give you some general ideas as to sort of what that looks like and what kinds of things you can expect in terms of your attendance, scheduling, tests, that kind of stuff. Now, that said, I won't be able to give you a lot of detail or specifics for every single course because every course is going to look a little bit different naturally. Just like in normal face-to-face delivery, every course has their differences in terms of what the expectations are for attendance and what kind of group activity work there might be, what the tests, the format of the tests are. All those differences are also, of course, going to apply here. So I will try to give you a little bit of a sense of sort of generally what we've been directed or how we've been directed for that will hopefully help you to kind of plan for the fall. So to start with, in terms of whether or not courses or lectures will be so-called live or what we call synchronous or asynchronous, so that's like pre-recorded. Generally speaking, I would say, just from discussions with faculty and so on, is that largely a lot of your course will be asynchronous. What that means is that faculty will be pre-recording lectures and posting those on Blackboard that will be there for you to sort of access whenever you have an opportunity to look through them, as many times as you like. So that'll be a lot of the delivery of the courses. That said, not all of it will be. Again, it will look different from course to course. There will probably, almost for sure, there will be at least some courses where you have maybe a little bit of that synchronous delivery, where an instructor will be posting or presenting the material in real time. You'll be able to access it through our learning management system, Blackboard. There'll probably be some interactive activities that your instructor will ask you to engage in, maybe discussion boards or polls or things of that nature. And the expectation for attendance at those would be the same as you would expect in a normal face-to-face delivery for lectures. That said, not necessarily mandatory, as most of our lectures are not mandatory attendance, but just that you're expected to be there and to participate. In terms of any actual mandatory attendance for things that like labs, where normally we have a mandatory attendance policy. Again, I can't necessarily speak to exactly how that will look, if there will be any of that at all. I know for myself and for a couple of other instructors, we've talked about instead of having a mandatory attendance, we would have some sort of activity or something you would have to, some kind of assignment or something you would have to create or complete or something like that. To sort of address that mandatory aspect. So again, there would be a lot of flexibility there. We have been directed to ensure that there is no expectation that students would ever have to be on campus. So in other words, for those of you who have chosen to complete the fall term from your hometown, if that's not in Red Deer, that's very doable, and you can expect to be able to do that without any kind of difficulty. In terms of things like exams and tests, again, these will look a little bit different for each one. We have tried as much as we can to be as flexible as we can in terms of delivery. So there's in all likelihood, exams and tests would be scheduled on certain dates. However, there's probably going to be a little bit more of that flexibility in terms of when exactly you write those exams. So you may have a 24-hour period in which to access and to complete certain tests or exam. Again, I'm not speaking for all courses and all exams. There may be some exceptions to that where it's maybe a little bit more restrictive, depending on the nature of the course and so on. So those are just a few of the things that I wanted to get out there to kind of hopefully put your mind at ease a little bit, or at least give you a little bit more information, recognizing that, you know, going into this fall term online is a pretty stressful situation for most students. It is for faculty as well. We're a little bit concerned about this, and we'd like to try to provide you with as much information as we can while not necessarily committing to any specific strategy or activities, because we just simply don't know for sure at this point. We're doing our best to try to get those pieces in place. And the last thing I wanted to just mention is that I have talked to other faculty or asked other faculty to maybe look at their courses specifically and try to come up with some more specifics or some more details, if possible, about their own courses. And I will try to get that messaging out either through this, this whole group or mass email list, or possibly just through the class list that we have through the loop. So, but in one way, shape, or form, you should expect to see some messaging from your individual instructors as well. And if not, if that doesn't happen in the next little while, by all means, feel free to contact either me directly, just to this email, or you can also look up your instructor's contact information and send them a message and just see if they are able to answer any of your questions, if you have any. So I think that's about all I have for now. So hope everyone is staying healthy and safe, and enjoy your summer, and hope to see you in some way in the fall. Thanks, everyone. Bye for now.